Lots of questions I get are about RV sewer hoses and RV holding tanks, so today we're going to start with RV sewer hose basics. This is not a topic people want to discuss, but there are lots of tips and tricks that can make RV wastewater chores easier to deal with. I don't know if you ever gave much thought to the RV sewer hoses you use when you empty your holding tanks, but not all sewer hoses are created equal. Let's start there. Most of the RV sewer hoses you use or purchase are constructed with the coiled wire and plastic or vinyl wrap over the wire. What you might not know is the vinyl wrap used over the wire comes in different thicknesses. You can see here we have 15, 18, and 26 mil. What this tells us is the thicker the vinyl wrap, the better the sewer hose will hold up to wear and tear at the campground. Next, some RV sewer hoses you buy require you to install the sewer hose fitting on the ends of the hose. If you ever tried to install these ends, you know how difficult it can be. This sewer hose by Valterra Products has a sizing ring that really makes the job of installing fittings easy. You just remove the sizing ring and the hose fitting you want to use slips right on the end of the hose, then all you need to do is secure the hose clamp. To make the job of connecting sewer hose fittings even easier, you can get threaded fittings like these Easy Coupler sewer hose fittings. The fitting simply threads on the end of the sewer hose. When it gets tight, it is sealed for a leak-free connection. There are several variations of Easy Coupler sewer hose fittings available. Some connect to the RV, some connect to the campground sewer drain, and some connect two hoses together when you need a longer sewer hose. Possibly the easiest sewer hose fitting to work with are the factory-installed bayonet fittings like this. Not only are they already installed on the hose, they rotate to make all of the connections easy and secure. The rotating fittings ensure that there are no twists or kinks in the hose, and the hose lays flat after making your sewer connections. Now that we know how sewer hoses are constructed and the different types of sewer hose fittings available, let's look at some variations of RV sewer hoses. We'll start with the shortest hose. This is what is referred to as a 2-foot compartment hose. It works really well on tight offset drain outlets in a sewer compartment. Next are hoses referred to as extension hoses. They come in various lengths like this 5-foot, 10-foot, and 20-foot hose. I always recommend keeping extension hoses in the RV so you can always reach the campground sewer connection. Another product I recommend is a sewer hose kit like this one. You can get them with different length hoses and all of the fittings necessary to connect to the RV and to the campground sewer drain. That brings us to the different variations of fittings and adapters. Depending on how your RV waste valves are designed, you can purchase fittings and adapters to help make connections easier. You might need a 45-degree fitting or a 90-degree fitting to make RV sewer hose connections. I'm sure you noticed these fittings are made of clear, see-through plastic, and there's good reason for that. With see-through fittings, you can see when the holding tank is clean when you rinse and flush the tank. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but right now I want to show you one of my favorite sewer hose fittings, this 90-degree bayonet sewer fitting. It is designed to work in 6 different types of sewer connections, providing you with a gas-tight fit. It works in both threaded pipe and smooth pipe campground sewer drains that are 3-inch, 3.5-inch, and 4-inch. I mentioned rinsing and flushing the black water tank a moment ago. If you don't have a built-in tank flushing system, you can use a tank wand to rinse and clean the holding tank, or you can use a reverse flush valve like this. You connect it to the RV drain outlet, and when you are finished emptying the tank, you connect a hose used for maintenance to the flush valve and rinse and flush the holding tank. When it's time to leave the campground, you need to store the sewer hose, and you don't want these long, messy hoses taking up space and leaking all over everything in the RV compartment. Something I never leave home without are a couple drip caps like these. They fit all 3-inch bayonet fittings, and if you compress the sewer hose and put a cap on both ends, it saves space and keeps your storage compartments clean. As you can see, not all RV sewer hoses and fittings are created equal. We only touched on the various hoses and fittings, and there are many more available. It's a good idea to keep an assortment of RV sewer hoses and fittings in the RV so you're prepared for any campground sewer connection. Happy camping.